Imagine someone places two buttons in front of you. One offers a small, immediate reward, the other a massive future payout. Most of us assume we'd choose the logical long-term reward, but the human brain frequently ignores those consequences to obsess over the immediate payout. This forces us to ask why so many people repeatedly engage in behaviors they know are actively destroying their lives. Blaming these choices on a moral failing or a simple lack of willpower ignores the biological reality of the condition. Addiction is a literal physiological civil war happening inside the brain's ancient survival circuitry. Millions of years ago, survival depended on a reward system that prioritized scarce resources, like food, shelter, and social connection. The chemical driving this system is dopamine. It functions as a motivation chemical that creates a fierce craving to pursue a reward, rather than just providing the pleasure of receiving it. Gambling studies show the brain's largest dopamine spike happens during the uncertainty of the wait, not when the person wins. Social media weaponizes this exact slot machine unpredictability, keeping the brain engaged through the constant maybe of a new notification. Our modern world is highly engineered to artificially hijack these ancient survival mechanics using the power of uncertainty. This hijack creates a conflict between the logical brain, which demands long-term health, and the emotional brain, which demands immediate relief. Like a path carved through a forest, repeated behaviors build thick neural pathways that eventually become the brain's automatic route. When someone uses a destructive behavior to soothe emotional pain, the brain records that relief as a vital survival tactic, reinforcing the habit every time it's repeated. In the moment of a relapse, the logical warning to stop is simply overpowered by the emotional brain's primal demand for relief. Under intense stress, the physiological drive for immediate relief almost always defeats rational thought. The behavior the brain chose to escape pain eventually generates more of it, creating a cycle where the solution becomes the new source of suffering. Dr. Gabor Maté argues that our societal reliance on shame only makes this worse. Shame creates fresh emotional pain, which then forces the brain back into the addiction to find relief, accelerating the entire cycle. Shame acts as the primary fuel for addiction, rather than a tool for recovery. Recovery is possible because of neuroplasticity, the fact that the human brain is a malleable network rather than a fixed, rigid structure. Because the brain is constantly changing, old destructive pathways can be weakened, while entirely new, healthy routes are forged through repetition. Anything the brain has learned, it can relearn. The addicted brain is a learning system that has simply adopted a survival strategy that became destructive over time. However, this raises a question. Why do two people in the same environment react so differently to these addictive triggers? To find the answer, we have to look past neuroscience and into the childhood wounds that first taught the brain to seek relief.